They laughed at Earth until they realized humans. Commander Zara Thek stood before the holographic display in the war room of the Galactic Alliance flagship, the Eternal Dawn. Her purple skin gleamed under the artificial lights as she studied the tactical readouts with growing concern. The latest intelligence reports from the Outer Rim territories painted a disturbing picture. "Ma'am, the human vessels have broken through our third defensive line," reported Lieutenant Kira Voss, her silver, hair cascading over her shoulders as she leaned over the control panel. "Their ships are moving faster than our predictive algorithms suggested possible." Zara's four eyes narrowed as she processed this information. 6 months ago, the Galactic Council had received Earth's first diplomatic transmission. The primitive blue planet had finally achieved faster-than-light travel and requested membership in their vast interstellar community. The reaction had been swift and unanimous laughter. Admiral Vera Quinks of the Andromedian fleet had been the most vocal in her mockery. "These hairless apes think they can join us," she had scoffed during the emergency session. "They have barely mastered nuclear fusion while we harness the power of entire star systems." The Council had voted to ignore Earth's request entirely, assuming the humans would eventually destroy themselves, as so many primitive species had done before them. That assumption now seemed catastrophically wrong. "How many ships do they have?" Zara asked, her voice tight with barely controlled worry. "Our scouts report at least 300 vessels of unknown design," Kira replied, her hands trembling slightly as she manipulated the holographic controls. "They appear to be constructed from materials we cannot identify, and their energy signatures are unlike anything in our databases." The bridge fell silent except for the gentle hum of the ship's systems. Zara had commanded fleets for over 2 decades and had never encountered an enemy force that could penetrate their defensive network so effortlessly. The Alliance's military might was built on technological superiority, refined over thousands of years of warfare against dozens of hostile civilizations. "Ma'am, incoming transmission from the human fleet," announced Communications Officer Luna Steele, her green skin pale with anxiety. "Put it through," Zara commanded, straightening her uniform and preparing to face whatever primitive threats these upstart humans might deliver. The main screen flickered to life, revealing a human female with short brown hair and piercing blue eyes. She wore a simple black uniform without the elaborate decorations common among Alliance officers. Her expression was calm, almost friendly, as she began to speak. "I am Captain Amy Blake of the Earth Defense Force," the human said, her voice carrying clearly across the bridge. "We have come to discuss Earth's application for membership in the Galactic Alliance. We request an immediate audience with your leadership." Zara found herself studying the human's features. There was something unsettling about the creature's composure in the face of overwhelming odds. The Alliance fleet numbered over 2,000 vessels, each one capable of sterilizing entire planets. Yet this Captain Blake showed no fear, no desperation. "You are in violation of Alliance space," Zara replied, activating the ship's external communications array. "Your request for membership was denied. You will withdraw immediately or face the consequences." Captain Blake tilted her head slightly as if considering this response. "I'm afraid that's not acceptable, Commander. The people of Earth have a right to join the galactic community. We have prepared extensively for this moment." "Prepared?" Zara almost laughed at the absurdity. "You have 300 primitive vessels against our entire battle fleet. Surrender now and we may allow your species to survive as a protectorate under Alliance rule." The human's expression never changed, but something flickered in her eyes that made Zara's blood run cold. "Commander, I believe you misunderstand our position. We did not come here to fight. We came here to demonstrate." Before Zara could respond, the tactical displays began flashing urgent warnings. Lieutenant Kira's voice rose to a panicked shout. "Ma'am, the human vessels are moving. They're not attacking. They're repositioning into some kind of formation." On the main screen, the 300 human ships began to spread out in perfect synchronization, forming a vast 3-dimensional pattern that encompassed the entire Alliance fleet. Zara watched in growing horror as she realized what she was seeing. The humans had not come to fight a desperate battle against superior numbers. They had come to prove a point. Energy readings are spiking across the human formation, reported Chief Engineer Nova Cross, her hands flying over her control panel. Ma'am, their ships are generating some kind of field effect. I've never seen anything like it. The space around the Alliance fleet began to shimmer and distort. Reality itself seemed to bend as the human vessels activated whatever technology they had brought to bear. Zara felt a deep, primal fear crawling up her spine as she watched her supposedly invincible fleet become trapped within an energy matrix of incomprehensible complexity. Captain Blake. Zara said, her voice barely steady. What have you done? The human smiled for the first time, and it was not a reassuring expression. We have shown you what humanity is capable of when we are given proper motivation. Commander, your council dismissed us as primitive apes who had barely mastered fire while you were laughing at our crude rockets. We were developing technologies that your scientists would consider impossible. Impossible, Zara whispered as her instruments confirmed that her fleet was now completely immobilized within the human energy field. Your civilizations have had millions of years to develop. Captain Blake continued. But you grew complacent. You relied on incremental improvements to existing technologies while humans learned to think differently. We approach problems from angles your people never consider. We innovate where you merely refine. Lieutenant Kira's voice cracked as she delivered her report. Ma'am, all fleet communications are being jammed. Our weapon systems are offline. The humans have complete tactical control. Captain Blake leaned forward slightly. Commander Thex, we could destroy your entire fleet right now. Your shields cannot protect you from weapons that operate outside conventional physics, but that is not why we came here. Then what do you want? Zara asked, though she already suspected. The answer, recognition. The human replied simply. A seat at the table, an end to the mockery and dismissal. Earth will take its place among the galactic powers, whether the Alliance accepts us willingly or not. The choice is yours. Zara looked around, her bridge at the faces of her crew. She saw fear, uncertainty, and the dawning realization that everything they thought they knew about the universe had just changed. The humans had not simply built better weapons. They had revolutionized warfare itself. If we agree to reconsider Earth's application, Zara said carefully, you will release our ships. Immediately, Captain Blake confirmed, we want to be partners, not conquerors, but we will not be ignored or belittled any longer. The silence stretched for long moments as Zara weighed her options. She could try to fight, but the tactical situation was hopeless. She could refuse and watch her fleet be destroyed, accomplishing nothing, or she could accept the new reality and try to salvage what remained of Alliance prestige. Very well, she said finally. I will recommend to the Galactic Council that Earth's application be given full consideration. Captain Blake nodded approvingly. Thank you, Commander. I think you'll find that humanity has much to contribute to galactic civilization. We may be newcomers, but we bring fresh perspectives and innovative solutions to old problems. As the human energy field began to dissipate and Zara's ships regained mobility, she found herself wondering what other surprises these remarkable creatures might have in store. The galaxy had just become a much more interesting and dangerous place. The age of human expansion was about to begin, and the old powers would have to adapt or be left behind.